Hello, everyone. I would like to thank you all for joining us for the Accounting 203 Getting Started webinar. My name is Jacob Varney, Instructional Designer for IvyOnline and Project Manager for the most recent development of Accounting 203 for IvyOnline. Accounting 203 just recently underwent a major development, meaning that we basically built the course from the ground up for delivery summer 2021. We will be using this time to take a look at the new course and how you can get started. Joining me today is Dave Hill from McGraw-Hill, who will be demonstrating how you'll go about preparing Connect for this semester and answer any questions that you might have about that. If there are any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the chat or use the raise hand feature to let us know that you would like to ask a question. Next, I'll go ahead and have Dave explain how you'll set up Connect for your course.
Thanks, Jacob. I'll share my screen now.
I did not give you access. Let me go ahead and fix that first. Okay, now you should be good.
All right, very good. All right, let's get that shared. And you should be able to see my screen now, Jacob. Is that correct?
I can, thank you.
All right, very good. Well, welcome everyone. And first thing to note is that the IvyLearn course shell that you received arrived with a set of inactive Connect assignment links. So via the pairing and syncing process that I'm going to demonstrate now, that's how we will activate those assignment links and make them available for you and your students in your IvyLearn course. So from the homepage in your IvyLearn course, the first step to complete is to click on the McGraw-Hill Connect button over here on the left. And we're going to be prompted to pair with a Connect section. So we'll go ahead and do that. And because we have on the back end, we've already copied the Connect master course into your individual McGraw-Hill Connect account. On this page, we're going to choose an existing Connect course as the option for pairing. And then when we do, it's going to bring us to the page where it will show you all of your Connect courses that are in your individual account. And what you'll do is you're going to look for a tile that reads Accounting 203 Summer 2021, and you're going to click there. And then when you do so, this window will appear. And this is where you're going to see the name of your specific McGraw-Hill Connect section. So it may read Accounting 203, then your individual 3-character section number, Summer 2021, and that's the one you'll want to select here. And then after making that selection, we're going to choose Save. And we're going to arrive at this window that tells us that we've successfully paired the Connect course, but we still have one step to complete, and that's the synchronization of the Connect assignment links with the inactive links over in IvyLearn. So from here, we're going to click on Return to IvyLearn, and you may do so either here or via the button over on the left-hand side of the screen. And that will bring us back to the McGraw-Hill Connect page. And this is where we're next going to click on Sync with my Connect section. The page will spin for just a few seconds, and it's going to locate all of the Connect assignment links. And we don't see any error messages here, which is perfect. So we're going to click on Submit. And it's going to grab those assignment links again. And then when we click OK, we will be done. So everything will be active over on the IvyLearn side as far as the Connect assignments go. And if you wish to confirm that, please click on Go to My Connect section. You'll land on the Connect course homepage. And if you open up one of the modules to the right of the assignments, you'll see the red canvas icon or logo here. And that confirms for you that the assignment links in IvyLearn are active and that the student results on each of these assignments will flow automatically over to your IvyLearn gradebook. One additional thing you may want to take a look at once you've completed the pairing and syncing are your Connect assignment start and due dates. And if you need to make any adjustments to those, the way to do so would be to click the checkbox to the right of each assignment that you need to change the dates for. And once you have those selected, you can go up here to this icon that we describe as a paper stack, hover over that, the list of tools will appear, and you'll click on Manage Dates, and you'll be able to change the dates via that next screen. So that's basically it. That's the pairing and syncing process. Please reach out to Ted Krishak or myself should you need any additional help, and we'll be glad to join you over Zoom and get you all prepared. Jacob, anything else?
No, I think that was great, Dave. Thank you so much for the quick overview.
Well, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, if anyone has any questions, always feel free to reach out to our friends at McGraw-Hill, and then certainly they'll be more than happy to help you out with Connect. All right, excellent. Well, I am going to go ahead and take over and give us a quick tour of the Accounting 203 course. So first, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and share my screen, and I actually have contact information pulled up for Dave if anyone's interested at dave.hill@mheducation.com. Next, let's go ahead and jump over to the course. So here I have pulled up our Accounting 203 Master Course, which will look a lot like what you're going to see in your own course. Here on the home page, we have access for students to go to any place in the course, such as the module pages, the syllabus, or their course resources. We'll start out in the syllabus. Should be noted that the materials required for this course are the Fundamentals of Cost Accounting text. This is a McGraw-Hill with Connect materials, as noted by the previous demonstration that we just had. One thing that I generally like to bring to people's attention is that this will be an inclusive access course, meaning that we consider the content within this course to be protected. That just means that we like instructors to be very judicious about how they use this content outside of this online course that you are teaching, just because there are agreements with the publishers that we won't use this content, widely beyond where we agree that it's going to be used, which is specifically in courses that are coded for inclusive access use. So with all that in mind, just be very careful about how you distribute any of the content that you have in this course, or refrain from doing so. That way we can avoid any issues with our publishers or the bookstore. I'll keep scrolling down until I reach the attendance policy for this course. So there is no proctoring required for this course or any other occasion for students to come to campus to do an assessment of any kind or an activity. So it's noted here in the syllabus that students do not need to come to campus for this course. Continue scrolling. Next, we get to the assignments and grading section, where we just have a brief overview of all the different types of assignments that will be available in this course for students. So there'll be discussion boards that cover the individual topics, which instructors will need to go in and edit the due dates for on the individual prompts. There are SmartBook reading assignments that are assigned for students to get practice with the material within the McGraw-Hill text. There are video assignments with problem-solving activities that will go along with those video assignments. Those are actually ungraded. If you're familiar with Accounting 202 or Accounting 201, those are John Lynch's videos, so those may look familiar if you've seen any of those materials. Next, there are homework assignments that are assigned in McGraw-Hill. And then lastly, again, we have quiz assignments that are assessed through McGraw-Hill. And you'll note that there is no major summative assessment for this course. A lot of the homework is completed through a lot of the assignments are completed through the homework and the quizzes, where students are getting a lot of that general problem solving practice. Next, I will proceed on to the Instructor Resources. Looking up here at the Instructor Resources, again, there is a reminder about the inclusive access nature of this course, so just be very careful when distributing the content. Next is the Accounting 203 Instructor Guide. We have put some effort into giving you some best practices that you can use when you are delivering Accounting 203. Usually you'll want to look at the whole document to get a good understanding for how you can deliver your course online, but also the module by module breakdown, just to give you some best practices to employ as you're teaching the course. I'll skip down to the module announcements, which is the verbal complement to the instructor guide. Just some bullet points for each module to help you meet your weekly requirement of posting at least one announcement. There'll be some tips in there for things that you can say to help students kind of move along and establish that sense of connection. We also have the report course issues link. If there's any issues in the course mentor Jennifer and I will be constantly monitoring the feed that gets these form responses and following up on any issues to make sure that they're resolved in a timely manner. There's also a course design survey. After you've finished delivering the course, please complete that to give us an initial impression of what you thought of the course design and any improvements that can be made for it moving forward. There are some homework assignment solutions for the Chapter 17 assignment, which is a little bit more in depth. They'll just make it easier for you to grade student submissions against a common solution. There's the BNC Bookshelf Instructor Guide, which will just walk you through the process of getting the materials through the BNC Bookshelf. If you're interested in seeing the textbook there, you can still see it through McGraw-Hill Connect just by virtue of having that Connect section. And then lastly, there will be a live assignment for the summer 2021 semester where you'll be required to do some initial prep work to set up a live meeting with your students that will be optional for them. Let's first start out by taking a look at one of the modules. So here we have module 1, and I'm going to go ahead and open each of these assignments or these pages for module 1. The overviews just give you a quick preview of the content that's coming up, as well as the objectives to be covered. Next is a discussion board. Here we have a rubric that will be associated with each one of these, just very general for you to provide your own comments on how they satisfy each of the criteria. The learning activities are organized into a single page to document all the things that students will need to do for this module. Here you will see we have the PowerPoint presentations, videos, and associated worksheets for students to complete. These are all optional, but we highly recommend you perhaps recommend to students that they complete these. That way they can get some practice actually working with, applying the concepts they're learning in the chapters themselves. And there's a general to-do list, which outlines the things that students do need to do for these. Next is the assignment page. This is where we will link all of the Connect assignments. So students will come here and then they can just fire through all these assignments to complete the ones that they need to, and they can always refer back to the videos as needed. And then lastly, we just have the next steps page, which talks a little bit about the previous module, and then some reminders about being better prepared for the next module's content. In the first module, we have a introductory live assignment also. So here you'll need to enter in some information as per the instructions in the Instructor Resources module. This will just give the students a general outline of how they can participate in this initial live assignment. And again, this is something that is optional for them, so they won't be penalized in any way for attending, but it is required to be offered for students in online courses. Next, I will just take a quick stroll through the rest of the modules. So as noted, there's not much of a difference between any of the modules. There's no major final assessment or midterm assessment in this course. Obviously, that's subject to your academic freedom. If you'd like to add something along those lines, you are free to do so, as long as it's aligned to the same objectives. Continue scrolling, see the course very similarly laid out across the entire course with student course evaluation at the end. I believe that concludes everything that I wanted to demonstrate for this course walkthrough prior to the delivery of the course. So I will go ahead and move toward closing this presentation. So thank you once again for joining us. If there are any additional questions about Accounting 203, please feel free to contact Dave at McGraw-Hill, Jennifer Rambo, our course mentor, or myself, and we'll gladly help you out wherever we can. I'd like to thank Dave and Post for having participated in this meeting, and Jennifer for her work having developed this course on our behalf. Thank you, everybody, and have a great rest of your week.